Hi, after speaking with lots of new clients recently about how to create an effective sales and marketing strategy, I thought it would be worthwhile doing a short video to show you how we approach sales and marketing strategies and how you can too. Lots of companies out there will focus on the traffic to your site, the clicks, the reach, the impressions, all those things. But actually, it's the money in the bank, the money in the till that actually matters. And we're a big believer of that. So I wanted to show you how you could approach your sales and marketing strategy and focus on actually getting that money in and working backwards and letting the results shape your strategy. So we use a template. So I've got an example of that which I'm going to take you through so you can see how we approach it in case you wish to adopt the same. So let me just switch the screen around now. Okay. So for us, we call it a performance tracker. So when we work with a client, we'll work on a 12-month basis. So we start off, as you can see here, I've got tabs down here for yearly, quarterly and monthly, but we always start with yearly because realistically, you're not going to achieve amazing results in a month or even in a quarter, but over 12 months, you can expect to see some really strong results. So in this example here, what we'd do is we'd come in and say, okay, what are your results from last year? So say, for example, this business here, it was a revenue last year. This is obviously all just a demo to show you here, but this is the revenue of £1 million with an average sale value of £20,000, with each customer only purchasing once per year, and conversions, 50 conversions there, and 167 leads that generated those 50 conversions, approximately a 30% conversion rate. So if that's what the business is performing currently or last year, what we would do is we would say, okay, if we can just do marginal gains, small little gains in various different areas, can we achieve the target for this year? So we speak to the business owner and say, okay, what is your target? What is your target for the new year? And get that and see if we can work backwards with that. So here we can see it's an increase of over 21% we're looking at here, and that's made up of increasing the average sale value by 5%, average number of sales per customer is keeping it the same, but increasing conversion rate by 1.5% to 31.5%, and increasing the number of leads in by 10%. So only small marginal increases, but in lots of different areas, but has a huge impact on the business there. We can see over 20% increase in the business revenue by making those small changes in various areas. So once we've got that for 12 months, we then look at, okay, so what are the big goals within the 12 months that can help us achieve these marginal gains in these areas? So in this example here, we've put down, so this is, okay, let's say it's for a digital marketing agency like ourselves. If we rank on the first page for digital marketing agency Hampshire, we would have looked into this to see how much traffic we get from that based on the volume of people searching in Google, so we get an idea of actually how valuable that getting on page 1 could be for that search term. And then again here, so if we were ranking the top 3 positions, and obviously we would have to do our research prior to this to see how feasible it is for us to achieve these results, so we know whether or not these can be achieved within a year. And then we've got secure cost per lead on Facebook ads of under £20. So if we can achieve that, we know that with the budget we'd be looking to put behind it, that actually that will help us achieve our goals here. And then if we can increase conversion rates by 1.5% across our website and campaigns, and then again increase the average sale value by 5%. And then we think, how can we do this? Well, we do this through stop running so many price-led promotions and maybe focus more on the value. So these are our top level goals. If we can achieve these things, we expect to see this level this level of increase in the results. And then, so over that, within the 12 months, what are our core actions that can help us achieve these goals? Well, create and implement a content strategy that boosts the SEO, positions us as experts and engages with our users. Improve the landing page optimization across the site. We can see there, by doing that, we should expect to see this at least if we're doing it effectively. And then create a 3-stage Facebook campaign that is data driven and drives relevant pre-qualified traffic to our site. So by doing that, we'd expect to see some of these results. And then build a solid link building strategy that adds links every month to boost our domain authority and ultimately boost our SEO. So it will help us achieve these ones here. And then obviously run less price-led promotions and focus more on value. So that by doing that one, if that overall we can do that throughout the year and not discount, then actually to get an increase in our average sale value should be possible. And then once we've got the 12-month kind of top level agreed with the client, what we would do is we then break it down and say, okay, quarterly, what does that look like? And so here would be the first 3 quarters. So this is the first 3 months. January to March, this is April to May, and then we'd go around and fill it in here as well for June and August, September to December. So we're really breaking it down. So as you can see here, it's not the same metrics each month, it increases. So as the works go, in the first 3 months, we expect to bring in a revenue of 220,000, but in the months 4 to 6, we expect that to increase by 40,000, and then in months 6 to 9, we expect that to increase again. And again there in months 9 to 12. So we should be able to see these marginal gains every month. So it's only small increases, but it has a big impact overall. But it's not just the key metrics that we will be phasing over time. It is both the goals and the actions as well. So here, if we said in January and March, our goals were to get an SEO page ranking in the first 5 pages of Google, and we want to increase conversion rates by 5%, achieve a page load speed of over 90 on mobile and desktop, get a minimum of 1,000 people into the second phase of the Facebook campaign, and increase traffic to the site by 10%. If that's what we expect to do in the first quarter, that will be different to what we expect to see in the second quarter. But the actions in the first quarter will relate directly to these goals. So in order to achieve these, what do we want? What do we need to do in order to achieve these goals? We need to create and optimize an SEO agency page, because if we haven't got a page, then we're going to need to create one, and we're going to need to optimize it if we've got any chance of it achieving that, and then in the long term any chance of it achieving that. So that's the long term goal, but this is an early stage goal. And with something like SEO, it takes a long time for the results to come, or longer than a lot of the other marketing channels. So we would usually, if there is an element of SEO in a strategy, we usually start with that activity quite early on, so we can get that out there, get it ranking, and then work and evolve the strategy from there. So we know we'd need to do that in the first quarter in order to help us start ranking here, and then we've got 9 months to really push it up where we want it to be. And then if we're looking to improve conversion rates, we need to be getting a data-driven A/B testing strategy in place. So again, this is something, again, takes time. It's setting it up, it's monitoring, it's learning what works, and then making more changes and continually evolving that process. So we would do that, we would get that strategy in place, and then we'd hope to see that we could increase conversion rates by 5%. And then improve the mobile experience of users. By improving the mobile experience, we should see conversion rates go up anyway if there's a healthy level of mobile traffic. And obviously the page speed will help with that as well. So, and then if we want to launch a campaign to a reach of 20,000 people, we can do that, and out of that we want 1,000 of them to go into the second phase. So these things here directly relate. We need to do these if we've got any chance of hitting these. And then you can see, so the second quarter, so this would be this is what we're achieving for the first quarter, then the second quarter, and these, as I say, actions and goals are fairly big because they're made up of 3 months worth of actions and worth of kind of micro goals. So in here, in month 2, we're looking at launching a weekly blog, launching a summer competition to provide added value, and then you can see the goals relate to these quarter. What are the goals? So get 500 competition entries. We can see here we've got competition, we've got weekly blog, so get 4 pieces of content out. So if we get 4 pieces of content out, we know that we have done this, we've achieved this, so it's good, and we can start saying actually we are taking the steps necessary in order to achieve our yearly goals. And once you've got them down into all quarters, which you'd obviously do for all 4 quarters, you would then break it down into months. So for the first quarter, January to March, we would fill in January, February, March and April. So January, February, March, sorry, the 3 months, because if those 3 months are done, then what you hope to achieve from these 3 months is this here, and then what you hope to achieve from these 4 quarters is this. So we work it backwards. So we then break down whatever we've got in quarter 1. So these are our goals for quarter 1, and these are our big actions. But then what are the micro goals and the micro actions that we'd need to do over the 12 weeks to achieve these? So one of the things here is create and optimize an SEO agency page. So one of the first actions, if they haven't got a page already, is to create that page. And the goal there could be simply publish the SEO page on the website. So if we can do that in the first month, we know that it's going to get crawled by Google, and then we can start further optimizing it as we go. Then, as I said, SEO, if there's any element of that, we'd do a full audit usually at the beginning, because we know it can take time to get crawled by Google. So we carry that full audit out, and the goal would make sure that all the page metadata has been optimized. And then again, in the early stages, it's things like create a link, create a competitor link, do a competitor link research, and create an analysis report. So that report shows that we have done that. So by delivering that report, that being our goal, we know that that is done. And then that enables us that into the second month, but still in the same quarter, we can use that information, create our link building strategy. Because if we do that, then in the third month, February, it would be we'll be starting to see some results from that, which would help us achieve links, which we can see here in Q2. So we should start seeing the links appear in the second quarter from the work that we've done in the first quarter. So it's a gradual process with this. All your activity takes time before you see results. So it's all about setting yourself up for success, and you do that by creating being clear on what it is you're trying to achieve, being clear on what are the kind of main 5 goals you'd need to do, big goals that will help you achieve that, and then what are the 5 goals, if you achieve that will help you achieve those numbers. Then what are the actions, what are the 5 big chunky actions that you could deliver over a 12-month period that would help you achieve these goals, which will help you achieve these results. And then break that down into quarters so that you can make these things as manageable, measurable chunks that you can say, okay, we're on the right track. Or also highlight. So if you get to the end of the month and we haven't got the SEO page ranked on the first 5 pages of Google, if it's on page 7, are we that bothered? But at least we know it might be a step behind, but we're in the right progress. We're still making progress. But if we looked at it and we weren't on the first 10 pages, we might say, okay, maybe this is going to take either a lot more work, or maybe it's not the right avenue for us to be going down. And then we would quite early on establish that actually if we need to change strategies at all. But the main goal is to try and stick to your 12-month strategy and stop going off on a tangent and trying lots of different things. Keep it very focused about what you're trying to achieve. Break it down into quarters, and then into monthly chunks with goals and actions that you can do each month. So this becomes yours or your agency's to-do list for the month, and then you can hold them accountable. Did these things get done? Did these things get achieved? Were these the results off the back of it? And then repeat that, and on a monthly basis you'll know that things are on the right track to achieving your quarterly goals and targets, and ultimately your yearly targets. And that's what matters, because marketing, sales, it is an investment, but if you get it right, you give it time and you monitor and track along the way, you will see success. And if you see success, you'll have more money then to invest back into it and scale the process even further. So it's really, really important, and we're big believers that it needs to be sales focused, and you start with the end in mind and work backwards. So I hope that's been useful, and if anybody does want a copy of our tracker, they can just comment and we will share it with you.